John had always been active. He wasn't an athlete or a gym rat, just a retired electrician who liked tending to his garden and walking to the store. But at 68, something changed. It didn't happen all at once. It crept in. At first, he noticed his legs felt heavier walking up the porch. Then, one afternoon, he stood at the base of the staircase in his home, looking up at 12 familiar steps, and realized he couldn't climb them. His thighs trembled. His knees buckled. Halfway up, he had to sit. "Maybe I'm just tired," he told himself. But that wasn't it. The next day, it happened again. And again. His wife grew concerned. "You've never had trouble with the stairs," she said softly. He nodded, but couldn't answer. He visited the doctor. Heart? Fine. Blood pressure? Stable. Tests? All normal. "Just part of getting older," the doctor said, handing him a pamphlet on gentle exercise, but deep inside, John knew something was off. This wasn't age. This was weakness, and it was getting worse. One night, while scrolling on his tablet, John stumbled upon a video discussing muscle loss after 60, a condition called sarcopenia. It talked about how the body naturally loses strength over time, but how the right nighttime habits could slow it down, or even reverse it. That caught his attention. The next day, he read more. Articles, research, testimonies. What he found was stunning. By changing just a few things before bed, especially what you eat and how you wind down, you could improve overnight muscle repair, reduce leg cramps, and even support nerve recovery. John decided to try it, just for a week. A glass of water. A specific snack. A 5-minute stretch. It seemed too simple, but those small choices would soon give him back his legs, and the stairs would never look the same again. Most people think sleep is just rest, but for the human body, especially after 60, it's repair time. While we sleep, our muscles rebuild, our nerves reset, and our cells recover from daily wear and tear. But as John was discovering, aging slows this process down. And if your body doesn't have what it needs when you lie down, you wake up weaker than before. John learned that after 60, we lose muscle mass at a rate of 3 to 8% per decade, a process known as sarcopenia. But the rate accelerates without proper protein, magnesium, and B12 in the bloodstream, especially during the night when the body tries to restore itself. If you go to bed with low reserves, your muscles can't rebuild, your nerves can't fire cleanly, and the decline continues silently. The real kicker? Most seniors don't eat enough in the evening to support recovery. Dinner is often light, and many avoid snacks before bed. But studies show that having the right nutrient-dense bedtime habit can boost nighttime muscle synthesis, calm restless legs, and even improve sleep quality by reducing cramp-related interruptions. John started to understand that his evening routine was silently working against him. He used to eat dinner around 6 p.m., skip any snacks, take his medications with little water, and crash in front of the TV. His body went into rest mode, underfed and underfueled. The result? His muscles weren't healing. They were shrinking. And every night, while he thought he was recovering, his legs were slowly surrendering strength. That night, John wrote 3 words on a sticky note and placed it onto the fridge: fuel before sleep. It wasn't just a reminder. It was the first step in rebuilding the foundation his legs were missing. John's doctor had never asked him about what he ate after dinner. No one had. But as he dove deeper into understanding his own decline, he realized the key wasn't just in exercise or physical therapy. It was in what he gave his body before bed. That's when he discovered the 3 powerhouse nutrients that were silently missing from his routine: magnesium, protein, and vitamin B12. Magnesium was the first. It helps relax muscles, reduce cramping, and improve sleep quality by calming the nervous system, Without it, muscles stay tight, restless legs keep you awake, and cramps strike at night. The solution? Just a small handful of almonds or banana with nut butter, a simple fix with major impact. Next was protein. John thought he got enough at lunch or dinner, but he didn't know that seniors need more protein than younger adults to maintain muscle mass. And timing mattered. Having a small protein-rich snack before bed, like Greek yogurt, a boiled egg, or a scoop of cottage cheese, gives the body what it needs to rebuild muscles while you sleep. Then came vitamin B12, essential for nerve repair and muscle coordination. Many seniors, especially those on acid reducers or with reduced stomach acid, have trouble absorbing B12 from food alone. John added a low-dose sublingual B12 supplement before bed. Within days, the tingling in his feet began to fade. It wasn't magic. It was nutrition. Strategic, deliberate, and consistent. John realized that recovery wasn't just about resting. It was about feeding the process. His old routine had left his body running on empty through the most important repair hours of the day. But now, every evening, he gave it what it needed, and in return, his body began to rebuild. It started with a banana. Just one, sliced onto a piece of whole grain toast with a spoonful of almond butter. John didn't think much of it at first, but 3 nights into this new routine, something strange happened. He woke up without that usual tightness in his calves. His legs felt lighter, his steps steadier, and most surprising of all, no cramping. What John had stumbled upon wasn't just a snack. It was a functional bedtime recovery ritual, quietly working through the night while he slept. The banana provided potassium and magnesium, both essential for muscle relaxation and nerve transmission. The almond butter added healthy fats and a slow-digesting source of magnesium and protein, which helped sustain muscle repair through the overnight fasting window. This combo didn't just reduce cramps, it improved his sleep. He was no longer jolted awake at 2 a.m. by spasms or foot tingles. He began falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and waking up with less pain and more strength in his legs. Experts call this process overnight muscle recovery, and it's particularly vital for seniors whose bodies don't store nutrients as efficiently as they used to. By eating the right combination of foods before bed, rich in electrolytes, protein, and B vitamins, you give your muscles the fuel they need to rebuild instead of simply rest. John kept the habit going. Some nights it was yogurt with seeds, other nights boiled eggs and half an avocado. Always light, always intentional. Within 2 weeks, he no longer avoided the stairs. He welcomed them, because what seemed like a small snack was really a signal to his body. We're not done yet. We're still strong. Let's rebuild. John had always assumed sleep was passive. You lie down, shut your eyes, and hope for rest. But what he didn't know, and what most seniors don't, is that muscle repair doesn't happen during the day. It happens at night. And if your sleep is broken, shallow, or missing the right nutrients, your strength quietly slips away. He learned that during the deeper stages of sleep, especially stage 3 non-REM sleep, the body releases growth hormone, a critical agent in tissue repair and muscle regeneration. But without enough magnesium, amino acids, or stable blood sugar, many seniors don't reach or stay in that deep sleep phase. Instead, they toss and turn, waking with the same soreness they went to bed with. John began optimizing his sleep like he once managed his job site. First, he shut off screens by 9 p.m. The blue light had been interfering with melatonin, the sleep hormone. Next, he dimmed the lights in his home and made sure the bedroom stayed cool and quiet. But most importantly, he kept up his bedtime snack, giving his body the minerals and protein it needed to make sleep productive, not just restful. Within a week, he wasn't just sleeping more. He was sleeping better. His legs didn't feel like rubber in the morning anymore. He had energy before his first cup of coffee. Even his posture improved. The connection was clear. Strong sleep equals strong muscles, and strength doesn't come from more hours in the gym. It comes from how you support your body when it's trying to heal. For John, the night had become his partner in recovery. He wasn't just resting. He was rebuilding. Every single night, John used to think he was just getting older. His legs didn't work like they used to. His balance felt off, and his mornings started with groans. But now he knew the truth. He wasn't just aging. He was missing critical recovery time. And he wasn't alone. Most seniors wake up feeling stiff, sore, or weak and chalk it up to age. But in many cases, it's not aging. It's overnight nutrient depletion and poor recovery habits. The body enters a natural fasting state during sleep. If it hasn't been properly fueled before bedtime, it draws from reserves. But after 60, those reserves are thinner. And without key nutrients like protein, magnesium, potassium, and B12, there's nothing left to pull from. Worse still, many medications taken at night, like diuretics, acid reducers, and blood pressure pills, can flush out or block the absorption of the very minerals muscles need to rebuild. That means seniors go to bed undernourished and wake up weaker, repeating the cycle until their strength deteriorates. John recognized the signs in his own life: his legs twitching at night, the weird buzzing in his feet, his declining ability to lift himself off the couch without using his arms. All symptoms of a body trying to function with missing pieces. But he also discovered that it didn't take drastic changes to reverse it. Just a snack-timed right, hydration, and deliberate choices before sleep made all the difference. And once he started seeing results, he began asking, how many others are waking up tired and blaming age when it's really just poor nighttime support? The answer was more than he could imagine, because weakness isn't always a matter of age. Sometimes it's a matter of what you forgot to give your body the night before. It wasn't a workout. There were no dumbbells, no machines, no sweat. Just John, barefoot beside his bed, moving slowly through a 5-minute sequence his doctor had suggested. It started with a calf stretch, then a gentle quad lean, followed by slow toe touches and hamstring loosening. That's it. But what this tiny routine did for his legs? Life-changing. John had always thought stretching was optional, something for athletes or yoga classes. But what he didn't realize was that for seniors, nightly stretching helps restore muscle length, improve circulation, and reduce nerve tension that builds up throughout the day. And when done right before bed, it primes the body for deeper rest and smoother overnight recovery. Tight muscles limit blood flow. Limited blood flow slows healing. And when you go to bed tight, you wake up sore, or worse, you get a cramp at 3 a.m. and end up on the floor. John learned that loosening the muscles before sleep gives nutrients a clear path, helps the lymph system clear waste, and signals the nervous system to relax. His stretch time became a sacred ritual. Lights low, no phone, just breathing, movement, and intention. He noticed his sleep deepened. His legs didn't twitch, and slowly, step by step, stairs didn't scare him anymore. The best part? It wasn't just physical. Stretching calmed his mind. It slowed his heart rate. It gave him closure to the day, and it reminded him he was doing something proactive for his body, even at night. In a world that tells seniors to sit still, John had found power in movement, and he'd discovered that you don't have to fight age. You just have to give your body what it's been quietly asking for. It happened without fanfare. No music, no dramatic lighting. Just John, one hand gripping a glass of water, the other brushing the light switch as he turned toward the stairs. For weeks, he'd braced himself before climbing, gripping the railing tightly, planting each foot slowly, fearing that halfway up, his knees might fail him again. But that night, he didn't reach for the rail. He didn't even realize it at first. He walked halfway up, paused, turned back to grab something, then stopped. "Wait," he whispered. "I didn't need help." His legs had carried him, steady, sure. The climb that once left him breathless now felt like it belonged to him again. The weeks of consistent bedtime habits had paid off. His muscles were rebuilding. His nerves were firing cleanly. The twitches were gone, the aches fewer, and most importantly, the fear had started to fade. He didn't just feel stronger, he felt trust in his body again. That's the part no one talks about. When seniors lose strength, they don't just lose mobility. They lose confidence. They start avoiding stairs, skipping walks, hesitating at curbs. And little by little, the world shrinks. But when John stopped reaching for the rail, his world expanded. He saw the second floor not as a threat, but as home. He walked taller, breathed deeper, slept easier. He wasn't trying to become young again. He wasn't chasing lost years. He was just reclaiming his right to move, to rest, and to rise without fear. And it all started with a glass of water, a banana, a stretch, and a choice to try. The night he stopped reaching for the rail was the night he reached back into life. John kept it simple. No complicated equipment, no long routines, just 3 essentials, lined up on his nightstand every evening. 3 things he swore he'd never go to bed without again. Not because a doctor told him, not because of a fad, but because they worked. The first, a glass of water. After researching the connection between dehydration and nighttime cramps, John made hydration a priority. Seniors often drink less in the evening to avoid bathroom trips, but that small choice robs the body of what it needs to keep muscles functioning. John found that drinking just 1 small glass, not too much, not too late, helped ease the tightness in his legs and reduce morning fatigue. The second, a magnesium-rich snack. Whether it was a banana with peanut butter, Greek yogurt with seeds, or boiled egg with spinach, John never skipped this step. It gave his body a slow-digesting supply of protein, magnesium, potassium, and B6, all crucial for overnight muscle recovery and nerve repair. The third, a short stretch. 5 minutes, no more. Calves, thighs, lower back. A quiet moment where he let go of the day, signaled his body to relax, and allowed his muscles to lengthen and breathe. It wasn't exercise, it was preparation. These 3 things became his anchors. No matter what the day brought, he ended it by investing in himself. No pills, no struggle, just routine, intention, and consistency. And every morning, he felt the difference, not just in his legs, but in his outlook. John used to fear the stairs. Now, he took them 2 at a time. And it wasn't because of luck or genetics. It was because of 3 tiny choices made every night. Ones anyone can start today. If John could sit across from every senior before they turned off the light tonight, he wouldn't start with the medical jargon or statistics. He'd start with a question. Do you trust your legs to carry you tomorrow? Because that's what it came down to for him. Not just strength, not just sleep, but trust. In his body, in his balance, in his ability to stand tall and keep moving. He'd tell them the truth. That what you do in the last hour of your day has the power to shape the way you move, walk, and live tomorrow. That age doesn't steal strength overnight, but routine, or the lack of it, quietly does. And that collapse isn't sudden. It's cumulative. Then he'd hand them a piece of paper with only 3 words. Hydrate, nourish, loosen. Hydrate your body to support circulation and nerve communication. Nourish your muscles with real food, something with magnesium, protein, potassium. Loosen the tension that builds in your legs from sitting, walking, worrying, and waiting. He'd remind them that leg strength isn't about lifting weights or running marathons. It's about feeding what your body is already trying to fix, that your body wants to support you. You just have to meet it halfway. John never became an athlete. He didn't reverse time. But he regained his steps, his stairs, and his self-worth. He started climbing without fear, standing without strain, and sleeping without pain. And now, every night before bed, he looks in the mirror and says it quietly. This is how I stand tomorrow by choosing to care tonight. Because at 68, John learned one of the most powerful truths. You don't grow weak by aging. You grow weak by ignoring what your body needs.